What's up, friends? My name is Tirson, and this is Yoga Plus with Tirson. Today, I have a 30-minute level 2 flow class. And this is really meant to be about a true flow class. Not a lot of stagnant poses. If we do find ourselves really in stillness, we're going to focus pretty intently on the breath to keep kind of the flow theme about our practice. In terms of props, 2 blocks will be a really nice to have today. And with that being said, we're going to get started. Let's come to our backs. So if you do have 2 blocks, take them to the front of your mat, and that way they'll be there in just a little bit should you need them. And when you come onto your back, I'm going to encourage you to keep your eyes open, especially because we have a tendency to disassociate when we close our eyes. This is just really a way to stay present in the body, in the moment, on your mat, in your practice. But let your gaze be soft, almost a sense of a zone out as you stare at your ceiling or the sky or whatever is above you. And right away, hone your drishti point, that's your gaze point. And once you find that steady gaze, open your internal eye. Tune in to the rhythm of your breath. And start to enhance your breath. When you inhale, breathe in through your nose. Fill your abdomen with air. And purse your lips like you're blowing out through a straw. Exhale, slowly deflate your belly. Get all the stagnant, stale air out. Again, through your nose, inhale, inflate your belly, fill up. Purse your lips, slow, steady exhale, release. Two more, inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Slow, steady breath out. Now seal your lips. Inhale, exhale through your nose. If you're familiar with Ujjayi pranayama, victorious breath, almost like an ocean sound as you feel the constriction or tighten up the back of your throat. Begin to point and flex your feet. Roll out your ankles, your wrists. Take your arms overhead. A big inhale. You choose nose or mouth. Exhale, let it go. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then start to rock and roll forwards and backwards. Eventually gain momentum. Rock on up to seated and right away come to all fours. Once you come to all fours, stack your joints, shoulders over your wrist, hips right over your knees. 3 rounds of cow and cat. Drop your belly, inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, cat pose, dome, round, push the ground away. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, really exaggerate the movement. Big breath in. And big breath out. Come back into a flat, neutral spine. Take your hands forward just about a hand's length. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. And you might start to pedal out your knees. Give your hips a little waggle side to side. Even give your head a little shake, yes and no. And then once you feel like you got all the wiggles, the fidgets out, settle into stillness. In this first down dog, I would encourage you to soften your knees. Sometimes when we straighten out the legs, we round through our low back. And what you really want to find is a nice big lift of your tailbone towards the ceiling. Sometimes that soft bend in the knees can really just be a gentle way to move into this pose. Press down and forward into your hands. Lift your 2 sit bones to the sky. Continue to hike your hips up as you stretch your heels towards the ground. A deep breath in and a full breath out. Go ahead, lift your heels, inhale, gaze in between your hands, and tiptoe your way to the top of your mat, ragdoll pose. In ragdoll, take your feet a little bit wider than hips width. Put a gentle bend in your knees. And you can let your arms dangle down, or you can always grab opposite elbows. And from here, a gentle sway side to side. Again, you can shake your head yes and no. And we'll go in for a little chest expansion. Hands around behind your back, interlace your fingers. Stretch your knuckles skyward. You might even start to move your knuckles forward towards the front of your space. Put a lot of the weight more into the ball mounds of your feet. Just like we did in down dog, lift your hips up towards the sky. Bend your knees as much as you need to in order to make that happen. And a final breath here, fill up. Empty out. Gently release your hands. Heel toe your feet about hips width distance. You can always bring your feet together. Hands up your shins or to the tops of your thighs. Inhale, get long. Pause here. Think of your torso like plank pose. Chest is in line with hips, shoulders firm on the back, gaze is down but slightly forward. One more deep breath in. Fold forward, exhale, and we'll do 2 on the breath. This time you can place your fingers on the ground or to your legs. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. One more deep breath in, lengthen. Full breath out, fold. Mountain pose, inhale, come all the way up to stand, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands together at your heart, and we'll pause here, take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. Listen close, mountain pose, inhale, sweep your arms out and up. We'll do this 3 times. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift your heart to the sky. Again, inhale, mountain. Exhale, cactus. One more deep breath in. Like you're doing a pull-up, pull your heart to the bar. Inhale, arms high, right into a forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Back into your forward fold, exhale. And we'll come back up, mountain pose. Inhale, rise. Right into it. One time, exhale, cactus your arms, lift your heart. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Back to your forward fold, exhale. And again, mountain pose, rise up. Hands together at your heart, exhale. Go ahead, step your legs together. Little cue change, inhale, mountain, reach up. Find a steeple grip overhead. Soften your knees, get really weighty in the feet. Continue to ground down, inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, side bend up and over to the right. So just about 3 breaths here. Press a little bit more through the inner edges of your feet. Engage your leg muscles. Lengthen and reach your torso over to the right. Final breath, really find your depth, your edge. And we'll come back up through center, inhale. Right into your second side, reach up, 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 and over to the left, exhale. And again, power down into the inner edges of your feet. At the same time, engage your leg muscles. Lift everything up, up, and out. A final breath. Deepen here as you exhale. Inhale, come up through center, right into your forward fold. Exhale. Come up halfway, inhale, lengthen. Little cue change, step back, plank pose. Just 1 breath here in plank. Deep inhale. You choose, knees down or knees up, lower all the way down onto the ground. Once you come down, untuck your toes, stretch 1 leg back at a time. Hands will come off of your mat to the right and to the left. Prop up onto your fingertips. 3 rolling super cobras. The first one, a little baby. Inhale, little use of the hands, more use of the legs in your back muscles. Exhale, lower down. Little medium mama cobra, so a little bit use of the hands. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, lower. And this next one, a big king papa cobra. Inhale, curl up. We're going to keep it up. Exhale, dip your right shoulder to the ground. Take your gaze to the left. Inhale, come through center. Dip your left shoulder, gaze to the right. One more each side. Inhale, center, open up your chest. Exhale, dip right, gaze left. Inhale through center. Dip your left shoulder, gaze to the right. Inhale, come through center, open up your hearts. Exhale, lower everything down. Tuck your toes, firm your legs, tabletop or plank. Inhale, rise. Up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, heels high, gaze forward. Exhale, step walk, or if you want, a little hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Mountain pose. Inhale, rise up. Hair is in my face. Exhale, hands together at your hearts. We'll flow that breath to movement. Inhale, mountain steeple grip overhead. Side bend to the right. Exhale. Inhale through center. Side bend up and over to the left. Inhale, come up through center, right into your forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, step walker, hop back, chaturanga. So right into high to mid. Your choice now, cobra or upward facing dog. Up and back, downward facing dog. Step your feet a little bit closer together. Big inhale, send your right leg up and back. Knee to nose, exhale. 3-leg dog, send it high. Right knee, right arm, give it a little tap. 3-leg dog, inhale. We're going to cross it right knee to your left arm. Inhale, send your right leg high. Step to a low lunge. Here's where your blocks might come in handy. You can take your blocks onto the ground, either flat, medium, or tall, you choose. Power up your back leg. Pull your heart forward like cow. Inhale. Modified pyramid. Straighten your front leg, bow forward. 2 more on the breath. Inhale, low lunge. Open up your hearts. Exhale, modified pyramid. Straighten and bow. Last one. Inhale, pull the energy forward. Open up. Exhale, take the energy back. Fold forward. Come back into your low lunge. This time, drop your back knee to the ground. Send both arms up towards the sky. If you have a sensitive back knee, you can always roll up the outer edge of your mat or take a towel or a blanket underneath your left knee. Bring your right forearm on top of your right thigh. Reach your left arm to the sky, and then exhale, a nice big side bend up and over to the right. I love this stretch so much. It's kind of an active and passive stretch together. Feel a little tug of the inner thighs towards each other, but within that squeeze, that tug, find a softening, a sinking in, and at the same time, reach your torso to the right. One more final breath. Inhale, both arms come up through center. Nice and slow, exhale, hands to the ground. Move your blocks if you need to. 3-leg dog. Inhale, send your right leg up. Bend your knee. Exhale, open up your hip. Take 3 big circles in one direction with your lifted knee. And after 3 in that direction, do 3 in the opposite direction, kind of the weird direction. Return to down dog, both feet down. Listen close. Tuck your chin to your chest, round through your upper back like cat. Inhale, ripple forward to plank pose. Once you level out, head right back, down dog. Tuck your chin, round through your upper back. Exhale, back. 2 more just like that. Inhale, ripple forward. And exhale, ripple back. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Bring your feet a little bit closer. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Right into it, knee to nose. Exhale. 3-leg dog, inhale. Left knee to your left upper arm. Try to get up nice and high. 3-leg dog, inhale. Cross left knee to your right arm. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, step low lunge. Hands on the ground, or again, hands to your blocks. Power up your back leg. Inhale, pull your heart forward. And exhale, modified pyramid bow and fold. 2 on the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Come back into your low lunge. Again, drop your back knee to the ground. Cushion up if you need to. Both arms head up to the sky to start. Sink a little bit deeper into your lunge. Now take your left forearm on top of your left thigh. Stretch your right arm high. Big breath in. And side bend up and over to the left. Same thing, feel that little tug of your inner thighs towards each other, almost like scissors closing up in the midline. And then within that little squeeze, that tug, soften and sink in. Use the power of your legs to lengthen and reach your torso to the left. Our final breath. And come back up through center, inhale. Steady and slow, hands to the ground, remove your blocks. Three-leg dog, inhale, left leg high. Bend your knee, exhale, open up your hip. 3 big circles here again. 3 times in one direction. And then 3 times in the opposite direction. Make these circles nice and big, as my 4-year-old would say, big old circles. Once you've done your 3, return to down dog. We'll do that ripple forward just one time. Inhale, ripple forward to plank pose. And exhale, ripple back. Walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of your mat. Padahastasana or Padangustasana. Padahastasana, insert your hastas, your hands underneath your padas, your feet to the front. Bend your knees as much as you need to in order to make that happen. Padangustasana, big toe pose. Hook your peace fingers around your big toes. Again, soft knees. Everyone lengthen your torso. Exhale, fold forward. Imagine that you have, I always like to imagine things when I'm doing yoga. So imagine that you have like 2 headlamps right at your sit bones. You don't want your sit bones to look straight back or down. You want your sit bones to look up towards the sky. So shine bright. I don't know if that helps anybody. It always helps me, these little visuals. All right, inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, walk it back out, downward facing dog. We're gonna get into just a little bit more flow before we bring all the energy down. Step your feet a little bit closer. Inhale, send your right leg up and back. We'll go knee to nose, exhale. 3-leg dog, inhale. Right knee, right arm, give it a tap. 3-leg dog, inhale. And we'll take it right knee to your left arm. Inhale, 3-leg dog. And exhale, step low lunge. High crescent is your inhale. Back knee, back heel, stay lifted. Both arms stretch up towards the ceiling. If you want to take an extra breath just to make sure you feel pretty stable, pretty strong here, and set it up. And then ground down, inhale, grow a little bit taller. Devotional lunge, exhale, cactus your arms, bend your back knee to a hover. 2 on the breath. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, devotional. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. High crescent, inhale. Right into your vertical twist to the right. Left arm forward, right arm towards the back of your space. Find that same little squeeze of the inner thighs. Use that to lift your torso up. See if you can eke out a tiny bit more twist. A nice big move coming your way. Finish out this breath. 180 degrees to the left. Inhale, star pose. Right into your horse. Squat on down. So toes out, heels in. A gentle little bit of movement side to side. Take your hands to the top of your thighs. Little shrug of the shoulders. A deep breath in. And dip your right shoulder, or your left shoulder, gaze to the right. I'm used to mirroring. Come out slightly, take a breath. Head in just a little bit deeper. A couple of breaths just to really luxuriate, enjoy here. Really make your breath fluid as if you were moving. So there's a little bit more depth to both the inhale and the exhale. And come through center, inhale. Dip your right shoulder, gaze to the left. Stay on this side, back out slightly, breath in. Just a touch deeper, exhale. Again, a few breaths just to luxuriate. Press your right hand into your right inner thigh. Let your right inner thigh press back. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, finish out the breath and then bring your hands together at your heart. Sit even deeper into your squat. Just one round with the arms. Inhale, sweep your arms out. Reach up, connect your palms. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Star pose, inhale, come out. Warrior two to the front. Flip your front palm, inhale, reverse warrior. Right into your low lunge, exhale. Back to plank or three-leg plank. And exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Second side, inhale your left leg high. Knee to nose. Three-leg dog. Left knee, left arm. Three-leg dog, inhale. Cross it, left knee to your right arm. Back to your three-leg dog. Step to a low lunge. High crescent. Inhale, come all the way up. Woo. Make sure you feel pretty stable. You can always widen your stance, especially if it feels like you're walking a tightrope. Inhale, ground down, lengthen up. And again, 3 times devotional. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift your heart. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, devotional. One more, big breath in. Big breath out. High crescent breath in. Vertical twist to the left now. So again, feel that little tug, inner thighs towards each other. That's your powerhouse. Use that to lift your torso. Eke out a tiny bit more twist. Finish out this breath and then that big move, star pose to the right. Inhale, reach up right into your horse. Exhale, squat down. 3 rounds with the arms. Inhale, sweep out, reach up. Hands to heart. Exhale, sit even deeper. Again, inhale, sweep out, reach up. Hands to heart, even deeper. Last one, big breath in. Big breath out. Star pose, inhale, bounce out. Warrior two to the front, exhale. Flip your left palm, reverse warrior. Low lunge, cartwheel your hands to the ground. Back to plank or 3-leg plank and through your vinyasa. You can always modify vinyasas, cat and cow, and skip them all together and just meet in down dog for 3 to 5 breaths. All right, friends. Lift your right leg up, take a breath. Half pigeon, bring your right shin forward. So when you come into half pigeon, you always want to take your right knee a little bit wider than your right wrist. And rather than the shin being parallel to the top of your mat, you can always bring your shin more at a diagonal and then come onto the top of your right foot. From here, you don't want to lean onto your right hip. You want to keep both hips square. And you have a block. So if your right hip is high up off the ground, you can always place a block underneath your hip. Little lift of the heart, and take your time, fold forward. I like to come onto my forearms for the first really 3 to 5 breaths. Sometimes I stay here the whole time, just because with my torso upright, there's a little bit more of a curvature to my low back, and that's really where I start to feel that yummy stretch in my outer right hip. For those of you where pigeon belly down doesn't work for you, you can always come onto your back and take either figure 4. You can always take figure 4 seated as well. Our final breath is here. And then use the power of your arms. Plant your palms. We're going to come to downward facing dog. Option to come into a 3-leg dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip. And you can take those hip circles like we did earlier. If you want to take wild thing, take your right foot to the outside of your mat on the left side. Spin your left foot flat. So it's like a side plank with a little kickstand behind you. Right arm to the sky. You can always reach your right arm over your right ear. And if you're in the wild thing, come back around, downward facing dog, and we'll set up second side. Left leg to the sky, big inhale. Half pigeon, bring your left shin forward again. Take your shin wide. I'm sorry, your knee wide and your shin at a diagonal. Little bit of a heart opener here. And exhale, fold forwards. Again, you can always stack your hands, place your forehead on your hands or on your mat. You want to stay a little bit more upright, get a little bit more into the outer hip. And this is specifically a cue, especially if you feel like you come into pigeon and there's some sensation, but you know there could be more. If you're feeling sensation in any version of pigeon, I would just stay with it. But if you're like, there's something, this is a great kind of alternative to get a little bit more feeling in your outer left hip. And you might notice my back toes are tucked under. I find that that's a little bit more knee friendly for me. With my back toes down, I can definitely feel a little bit more pressure on my back knee. So I often keep my back toes tucked under. And we're coming into the final breath. And plant your hands. Again, destination down dog if you want to take it into wild thing, or a three-leg dog with those hip circles, go for it. Wild thing, again, back foot will spin, left toes to the outside edge of your mat on the right. Chest and belly, rather than opening to the sky, stay towards the side of the mat. And again, you can stretch your top arm in any direction. Then we'll bring it back around, downward facing dog. Last vinyasa of our class, if you want it, inhale, ripple forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga, high to mid. Cobra or upward facing. Up and back, downward facing. Go ahead, lift your heels, gaze forward. Step, walk, or hop through to seated. Lie down on your back. We'll take one symmetrical back bend, pretty warmed up for this back bend. So feet planted on the ground. If you want to take bridge pose, go for it. I'm going to cue wheel for our class today. If you want to take wheel with me, hands will go up above your shoulders. Fingers point towards your feet. And I'll encourage you, instead of taking your hands closer to your head, take your hands a little bit wider so that your index fingers line up with your outer shoulders. And then start first, lift your hips up to the sky. And then I'm going to cue you to come onto the crown of your head. So press into your hands, come onto the very tippy top of your head, but don't put a lot of weight there. Use your hands. Now shrug your shoulders towards your hips. Roll a little bit towards your forehead. Then straighten the arms. Inhale, lift your front body up. It should feel more like your toes are turned in rather than out. Almost a sense that they're pigeon-toed, and more likely that means they're straight forwards. Press down and forward into your feet. Lift your hips to the sky. Try to roll your chest towards the back of your mat. One more deep breath in. Now tuck your chin, slowly lower everything down onto the ground. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Knees splay wide. You can take your left hand to the center of your chest. Right hand onto your low belly. We'll take a 3-part breath. Fill your lungs. Actually, fill your belly, slow and steady. Fill your chest. Lift your collarbones at the top. Pause. We'll back out the opposite direction. When you exhale, deflate your collarbones, deflate your chest, and deflate your belly. Let's do it again. Inhale, inflate your belly, your chest, lift your collarbones, pause. Exhale your collarbones, your chest, and your belly. One big breath, inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Take your hands to your outer knees, gently guide your knees together. And then heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. Keep your feet wide, arms out to a T. Let your knees fall to the left. Very gentle way to open up the hips still, and a very gentle open hip twist. Keep your feet as wide as your mat. Slowly draw your knees back through center. And let your knees fall over to the right. And slowly come back through center. Pull both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a nice appreciative hug. Oof. And our final pose today, Shavasana. Extend your legs out in front of you. Take up some space. Let your feet, your legs open up as wide as your mat. Feet will flop open, arms extend away from the body. Do a quick scan from your head down to your feet. Make sure you're not holding tension anywhere in your neck, your shoulders, your jaw, your cheeks, even in the muscles behind your eyes. And friends, I'll leave you here. If you have the time to stay, this is really what the postures are all about. It's finding your way into this stillness so that you can really settle into your body. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always a pleasure. From my heart to yours. Namaste.